I want to talk about trans rights. Cue the intro.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the IIV League Podcast.
Anybody else?
This is what you came up with.
So quick.
I did that. I wrote that whole podcast intro.
This is what you spent all that time writing?
It took me 35 minutes to come up with that. Let's start it off. Trans rights are human rights. Yay.
They
okay. We cool. Good. Let's get that out of the way.
Well. Just kidding.
You know what? Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know where to look. Do I look at you guys? Or?
That's a good question. I mean, we are your friends.
Look.
Indeed. I hope. Okay.
Hey guys. Hey, it's me, Lonnie. You know me as Lonnie IIV. I'm here with this guy.
I'm Sam. That's it.
Saucy Sam.
I'm Saucy Sam.
Look at his shirt.
Sauce Boss.
Make sure you guys grab your
If you're in the car listening to this, you can't see his shirt, but it says Saucy Sam Fan Club on it. So that's how you know he's a real Saucy Sam. And what about this guy over here? Who else?
Hey guys, I'm Jennings, president of the Saucy Sam Fan Club.
Ooh.
Can confirm.
That's news to me. This podcast is accumulation of so many years of radio hosting for me.
And me.
That's disgusting. They heard that.
Every sip.
They heard that.
juicy.
Every bubble of it.
That was Jennings. He just
I hope
took
you've got really good sound,
took a
surround sound in
swig of his tea. But so this podcast is not like the rest of my content. Some people ask to call it the Lonnie Unfiltered Show, and I think that's a lame name. We thought about calling it the just your typical podcast show. So that way, every time I go to pitch a show to a brand, and they're like, "What's so special about your podcast?" And I'm like, "Nothing. It's just your typical podcast. It's literally a cash grab. It takes up space in the airwaves, and you can expect nothing from it other than an appearance in the search bars, maybe." But instead, we decided to go with the IIV League Podcast. It's IIV League, and here you can expect mostly just us booling and gooling. Oh, our first ad break. This podcast. Jennings, take it away.
Hey guys, this podcast brought to you by Front Windshield Shield. Did you know that you can save your windshield with bubblegum? Save a life. Chew bubblegum.
Like we were saying, this podcast is mostly here to just to give you guys some more opinions and perspective on the stuff we go through. We all live out in Los Angeles, California, content creators. Jennings has been making content for
3 years, a little more.
I've been making content since high school. Wouldn't you count that as well?
Yeah, well, so I started my YouTube channel when I was 17.
Gotcha.
But the consistency was not there. So it's a count but not count.
Oh, I count. You know? I count when I picked up a camcorder in middle school.
Ooh.
Been creating content since I was in
If we're
middle
going
school.
that
back.
big,
Throwing it.
I tried to be Steve Irwin when I was in middle school for a Disney audition. Middle school.
Was it on
I
camera?
feel that.
Sure it was. My family's camcorder. My mom made DVDs of it, watched it, and then she said, "Why did you waste my money with me making this audition video for this?"
Wait, did we all start making content in middle school?
I did. I definitely picked up a camera in middle school.
Because I started making music videos when I was in 6th grade.
That's wow.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Derek had a group called Slick Penguins. You can still find the YouTube videos, and we did parody raps.
Ooh.
I was not good.
Slick Penguins, bro. Okay.
That's LYK.
I don't know if I can really tell you what to expect from this podcast. We have a general idea that it's going to be, and why even tell you when we can just get started. But mostly just opinions, relationship stuff, and stuff happening in pop culture, all with the intention of giving you a little bit of better perspective on life, love, liberty, and these
And the pursuit of happiness.
and the pursuit of
Facts,
happiness,
and all the obstacles that come with pursuing happiness.
So if you are an adventurous, intelligent person who is also, are you sweating, bro?
I was going
Jennings
into
over there
the.
wiping
I was
his
going.
face like a lizard.
Are you
I
good?
I was going into the obstacles of pursuing happiness.
That's okay. Big bet.
This podcast is brought to you by therapy.
Whoa.
It sounded like you were going through the 5 stages of grief right there, all in 10 seconds.
7 stages.
Listen,
there's
if
more?
you guys are nice to us,
Hungry
I will
for a
eat
long
one
time.
of those ghost pepper Cheetos on this
You guys are nice
podcast.
to us. So without further ado, the IIV League Podcast initial. Let's do a quick round of applause. Who cares? Sam, do you have anything you want to say to make sure your mic is actually on?
Great googly boogly.
His mic's on.
His mic is on.
All right. So first things first. I asked on my Instagram, I ask you guys on Instagram, Snapchat, all these different other platforms. Make sure to join the Discord as well. That's where we be hanging out and doing dumb stuff. And you guys asked, how did I come up with God and Gabriel? So I want to talk about that for a quick second. You guys also told me to talk about religion and politics. No, I feel like I should. You don't have to, but I feel like I should.
Do it.
Okay. All right,
it,
so
you
here we go.
won't.
God and Gabe is tied
Pussy.
into God and Gabe is tied into religion and politics for me. So I grew up in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, which was
Duval.
Yeah, Duval, baby.
Go Jaguars, baby.
You guys ask questions if I forget anything as well. Like you guys know what might be important. You guys know stuff. It's like, why didn't you say this? Everybody would want to know this.
Well, we have the notes, so
I forget stuff. But I started God. I grew up very, very Christian. Don't burp in the mic. I was gonna burp in the mic, but I'm like, that's a lot of ears getting
ASMR, buddy.
I grew up very Christian. I went to like a small private Christian school in Florida, and my whole family went to church all the time. I think both my grandmothers were like deacons or deaconesses at the church. Okay. I don't know what that really means.
Deaconess sounds awesome.
Deaconess. Oh, that's a robot.
The high Deaconess.
Janet. Deaconess Jean. It's like a Gundam.
Autobots roll out.
Cool, actually.
Deaconess, roll out.
Roll out, Deaconess.
I will give you guys that one right in the mic.
This next ad break is sponsored by Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Rise your beast. So back to what I was saying though.
Buy Bluetooth today.
I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. Very, very religious background. So I grew up knowing all the stories from the Bible. Had my own had a very, very personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Just like, I guess, non-denominational Christian is what I would call it. And so I know a lot of the stories. I know a lot of the backstory and history of like the Bible and religion and Christianity and stuff like that. So I wanted to be on, like, whenever Vine came out, I was like, ooh, Vine is cool. I want to be on Vine. I didn't ever make anything. I saw like Logan Paul, Liza Koshy, and all them. I never made anything at all. So I missed that entire wave. And then TikTok came out, and I'm like, oh, I could make stuff on TikTok. But I'm like, but that's just for kids dancing. That's just for like minors, like, to do the renegade. And I'm not a minor, and I don't even know how to renegade. But then Gary Vaynerchuk was like, hey, look, if you wanted to be on Vine, TikTok is Vine too. Get on TikTok. He's like, I'm like, I don't know what to make. He's like, just make 5 videos a week. And I'm like, okay, fine. And this was like 2019, I think. And so I'm like, well, I'm at home. I just graduated college. Like, I don't have anything else to do. I might as well make videos. That way maybe I can make enough money to move out to LA and make some friends who also like making videos. And so I just started making whatever. I couldn't write anything. That's what it was. I couldn't write anything. So I went to Twitter and I just found a bunch of Twitter posts. And I legitimately just started like making Twitter posts into videos. Because I'm like, I'm not confident in my writing. I don't know how to write a sketch. I don't know how to do this. And so I found this one, like, people had started making like God talking to his angels. And I thought they were funny. So I made like 3 of them. They got like no views. And I'm like, but wait, what if God was like Morgan Freeman from Bruce Almighty? And so then God became Morgan Freeman with a very bad God and Gabriel Morgan Freeman impression. And then all of a sudden, those blew up. Everybody loved them. And that blew me up from like, that's where the ideas came from. And eventually I ran out of those. Like, you knew me. Me and Jennings actually met. You tell the story, because
So we had a friend who, during the Panini, was like, hey, we need to get creators together. We can't do our in-person meet and greets anymore. Let's do a freaking Zoom call with creators. So we get in the Zoom call, and I've seen Lonnie's videos. I think one of the first videos I saw was him creating the oceans, where Gabriel's like, oh, this is so exciting because people are 70% water. Make it salt water and undrinkable. And so I'd seen that. So I saw Lonnie in this Zoom call. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know this guy is so cool. And the host of it, Sierra.
I don't remember who put that thing together.
Anywho's, they were like, hey, let's, where are we all based? I came off like a serial killer.
This dude, I'm sitting here. I'm like, we're in the Zoom call, and I don't talk. My mom's like, don't talk to strangers on the internet because like they're gonna kidnap you and like whatever. So I'm like, yeah, okay. And it was like,
he lives with me now. I have officially kidnapped him.
Yeah,
I played the long game.
She is right. She is so right. But like, he's like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Florida. And then we go around Jennings. And Jennings, mind you, this dude is like sitting in his little Zoom square with a broadsword and a captain's hat. He's just you understand because you know him now.
Yeah.
He was just waving around a broadsword like.
I was doing my thing in my parents' living room, by the way.
And I'm just like, this dude is a goober. Like, what is happening here? And then he's like, you live in Florida? I live in Florida. And I'm like, okay, that's neat. I guess I don't care. Like, that's nice. Why should I care? And then he's like, where in Florida do you live? I'm like, like the northeastern part. He's like, is it Jacksonville? And I'm like, I should lie and say it's not because he might kill me. Because I don't make friends on the internet. Like, I don't know people online. I thought that was weird. And so I'm like, yeah, it's Jackson. He's like, we should hang out. And I'm like, okay, let's hang out. And so I signed myself up to meet the first person on the internet ever. Now we're roommates.
Like almost 3 years later.
Yeah.
Cute.
But in fairness, though, the first time we hung out, we went to one of the local turf fields, and we just like did sprints and threw the football and hung out. There was no content.
Always take your dates to public places.
Always.
Yeah. Don't agree to.
Don't be weird.
Yeah. Don't agree to go to. Like,
don't be weird.
Where's a bad
Go
place
to
to take a first date?
Not Waffle House. Waffle House is a great place.
Yeah,
It's a
Waffle
great
House is
place.
great.
No, I'm saying it's a great place.
Waffle House wants to sponsor this podcast. Please shout out.
Don't do like 7 minutes in heaven.
Where? You know what?
That's a private place.
But where? Where would that be?
A friend's house party's closet, obviously.
I mean,
I've never been to a friend's house party's closet because I never got to go. So
that's gonna be a fun podcast. We talk about how we all were as kids.
Yeah.
Like, how was your childhood?
I was not
I
invited.
just start crying.
Yeah, well, I guess to wrap up, that's how God and Gabe happened. Like, legitimately, I just wanted to be making stuff, and I decided if I make stuff, I can make friends. I didn't expect that I'd have to like be meeting people through the internet. I don't know why, but yeah. And so then met Jennings, and now we're out here in LA. I met Sam. Sam, when was the first time we met? Like, we met in college.
Yeah.
Sam is an aeronautical engineer, which means he makes space stuff and has
Also
put stuff on
from
the boat.
Florida.
Yeah, also from Florida.
Yeah.
We all
In
from
Tallahassee,
Florida here.
baby.
Tallahassee,
Go Noles.
baby. Go Noles. I was wearing that shirt earlier. I should have left that
Yeah.
shirt on. Dang.
Where did we meet?
Your ex introduced us. You were doing radio stuff. I needed help editing. Sam was an indentured servant of mine, because we got hired. Well, we got hired by my college's marketing department. I got hired by my college's marketing department. I didn't want to edit, which should have told me something way back then that I was lazy.
Had to be.
And so I'm like, I can make you guys videos because I was making videos for my track team at the time. I'm like, I don't want to do this by myself, so I hired Sam to edit it. And
That's
so,
crazy. I made videos for our college lacrosse team for Darby and the team with my drone and stuff. That's wild. I spent a week and a half editing one video. I'll show that to you at some point. I was really proud of it.
Yeah, maybe we should watch that.
And then he paid me pennies on the dollar.
My brother paid me nothing.
Damn.
I just did it for the team.
And look at us now.
So who's really capitalist scum here? You're welcome. I think people are gonna have a hard time placing like where we fall in the political spectrum. Which
Have we even crossed that line yet?
should we?
It's getting
On
real
the
in
first
here.
episode, I think we might run out of fodder to talk about throughout the rest of it. Maybe we just don't even.
I'm gonna look at one of your follow-up questions.
Yeah, I was like, now's when we refer to the safety questions.
The safety questions. Oh yeah, I got my next
Also,
question.
I don't know if either of you guys have done the intro yet, like an official.
What do you mean? Did I do one?
You did that one, and well, you kind of talked for like a paragraph.
Okay, so let's do a quick intro since we're like 15 minutes into this. Hi, my name's Lonnie. I'm a content creator from Jacksonville, Florida, currently living in Los Angeles. My superpower is people and charisma. I'm charismatic.
Fantastic.
Let's go.
Nice. Hey guys, my name is Jennings Brower, also a content creator from Jacksonville, Florida, and my superpower is sweating all the time. Good luck catching me.
Ew.
That's a slippery feller right there.
Get him, guys. Yeah.
It was so gross. I can't get a grab on him.
Nobody can.
Your turn.
Hi, my name is Sam. I'm an aerospace engineer, and I also do social media management.
Very cool.
We appreciate you,
And
Sam.
my superpower is the lack of a superpower. I'm the runt of the group.
What do you guys think about the submarine?
It deserves.
Jennings?
It deserves what, Sam? What does it deserve?
It deserves a nice bouquet of flowers for all of our fallen soldiers.
I only know about it from videos on the internet, and all I've seen is gaming controllers controlling a very, very powerful submarine, and things went haywire.
All right, let's.
Have you seen the Nintendo 64 controller plugged into the propane tank?
Yeah, make my setup.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what happened if you don't know.
Wow.
The news is about over. Here's why I have a problem with it. The news is about over on it, but billionaire and some other rich people went on a sub to go look at the Titanic, and they died. You didn't know this, dude?
There's more to
Jennings,
it,
bro. Like,
I've only watched internet videos.
dog, like no, they went on the Titanic and it like imploded. It
Yeah.
imploded. It like that, dead, gone. It was like 4 of them. The submarine was cramped. Like we would not have this much space in there.
Oh, not at all.
Like they were like.
Were there tests prior to this dive?
So it was like
ahead.
a makeshift submarine.
Sam is an expert to talk about this because he's an engineer and builds.
See,
this kind of
makeshift
stuff.
is the first
It's-
red flag.
Apparently, there's been like some investigations, and they looked into some of the documents of like the designs and stuff, and like how they went about like making this submarine.
It had
They
a
cut-
Bluetooth controller, so yeah, it was makeshift.
They cut so many corners on the safety side because they just wanted to like push it out, and they also controlled it with like a gaming controller, which like apparently is not uncommon in that industry, like for official submarines, but it is still a little
definitely
suspicious.
memeable. It's definitely memeable, is what it is.
100%.
So
There's nobody on the submarine controlling this thing
no,
yes,
they are. The guys on the submarine were controlling it.
But
with
instead
a
of
gaming controller.
yes, instead of like a steering wheel or something, it's like a Xbox controller, or something like that.
Tough.
Yeah.
He said tough. So here's my so
R.I.P.
Okay, now let's talk about this, guys. Let's talk about this. The memes are hilarious. You can't deny it. The memes are funny.
That's all.
No, there's like 3 camps I fall into.
Ooh.
The first one like memes, hilarious. The second one's like no, but people died. That's not cool. The third one is like lots of people die every single day. Why are we harping on this? Like, why are we like that's not funny, that's not sweet, that's not cool? Because people died, which sucks. People died, that sucks.
Yeah, people-
but like what?
They signed up for it.
That's another one. They signed waivers. They signed waivers.
Oh, that's.
So I'm like, why are you getting all of our attention and global attention and being upset that memes? But here's the other thing, actually, what I think, like somebody pointed this out, and I'm not much of a conspiracy type person, but someone's like, well, did you notice? I thought it was weird. I'm like, why is this getting so much attention? It's because it's a billionaire. But the way they were like releasing things, like, oh, there's an hour, oh, there's 2 hours, oh, there's only 9 hours left of oxygen, and we found a banging noise, like. Hope you didn't hear that. That's gross. If you did, sorry for your ears. I love you. But like all a little bit, I'm like, this is just feels like a distraction type thing, you know. And I'm not conspiracy guy. But I'm like, this is an inordinate amount of attention to be focused on this thing. The whole internet was united in paying attention to this, and I'm like, and apparently there was like a coup started in Russia or something like that, and like some treaties that were signed. And I'm like, maybe we should go back a week and look at everything that happened.
It's a distraction from the war.
I'm also not a conspiracy guy. Like I'll talk about all the things I also background in Christianity. I consider myself non-denominational. Now I got my own relationship. Everyone should have their own relationship with whatever belief, religion system they got. But I definitely believe I believe there are aliens out there. Coming back to the point, I think there's stuff that there's being covered up 24/7, 365 around the world. There's news that they want us to see because we're gonna get distracted to a shiny thing, while probably much worse things are happening.
Now here's what this is something I read manga. I love manga. I love anime. And this is what I read. It was in One Piece, and it shouldn't have had to be in One Piece for me to realize this, but it was. And in there's like the bird. There's this bird guy who runs the news outlets because he flies and delivers the mail.
Fantastic.
Very clever, very funny. But like he started distorting a story to make everybody upset at the protagonist. He's like not a bad guy, not a good guy. He's pretty neutral, but he's just like people want it, and they're like, you can't do that. That's like wrong. You're lying. And he's like, I can do whatever I want. People just want to be entertained. Whatever's going to be most entertaining is what people are going to read, and that's what makes the news. And I'm like, he's not wrong.
He's got a point there.
He's not wrong. Yeah. It's like the news is for entertainment. That's how we make our money, getting readers. So whatever you can do to make people want to talk about it, they don't care about what's true. They just want to hear something sensational. So if there's something true with a whole lot of like, and you can make it really sensational, make it really sensational, you know? So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm always just kind of like, whatever, that's just how it happens. That's how the game, it's a game, and just understand how the game is played. That's kind of the way I look at it. What if we get like What if we get on like a list for this podcast? So like you know too much. You've read
you've
read past the first page of Yahoo News. You're
What if this is one of the one and only podcast? Not because there doesn't want to be more podcasts, but just because we disappear.
Yeah.
Ooh, we know too much.
That'd be really good. I think for the next one, hold on. I did that one. I did a lot of these. That's good.
Good job.
We're doing good. I'm also keeping track of time.
Well done.
22 minutes.
You're doing great.
Yeah, guys.
Great,
this podcast is
great
going to
job.
be like not long. We're trying to keep it short and sweet. What do most people not know about me from my content?
I think your recent content has done a very good job of showing more of your personality and sassy side. Your God and Gabe stuff, your God shows a little bit of the twisted bits. Lonnie has chaotic good merch. Check it out. It's coming out soon. It's really cool. It's awesome.
Yeah, brother.
I argue often that if anything is more chaotic neutral because the good and the evil cancels itself out.
What evil do
And
I
I think
do?
Sam can concur that when it comes to public questions around, icebreaker questions, that kind of stuff, there's a little bit more of a mix than just good.
Oh, yeah.
There's not just good there. And I would consider myself chaotic neutral.
And also, I mean, like, you also got to hear the things that he says behind closed doors. Yeah. Honestly, I would say a little bit more leaning towards chaotic evil. I would say chaotic neutral, but like sometimes he can dip into the evil side.
Yeah, but I think we all can.
The crazy thing is that nobody has any evidence to support how evil.
It's because he deletes it all. We're all signed to contracts. The only way I can live with him is if I deleted any footage. But Siri knows all.
You know, we actually have this.
As does the CIA.
Uh-oh.
As does Snapchat stories.
Do you guys keep tabs on how to like ever take out your friends if you need to, kind of like Batman does? Because I do.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is
Batman's a good guy.
Just don't look under your car ever. Under the wheel wells. That's
also
so nice outside today.
Don't drive your car past the Mexican border.
Is that a Blue Jay out there? Or,
Why the Mexican border? Can I still go to Canada?
You know, I never thought that you'd drive that far.
I have. I drove across the country to come to LA from Florida. So.
Give me like 2 hours and that answer will be no.
In about roughly 2 hours. Hold on, let me send a text to Gwendolyn. In 2 hours, you'll be no. Don't do it.
I've taken notes of all the friends' couches that he sleeps on. Don't look under those couches.
I just have what I know about my friends. Like I just know. Like I keep a list of things that my friends like. I keep a list of things that they hate.
Sam, you drive an electric car, right?
Insecurities.
I do.
Fantastic.
Wait, I mean I don't. Wait.
What
such a nice day outside.
Did I answer? Did we answer the things that people asked? Like oh, that's what the other one was. I sent you guys the text. You guys
Wait, do you have things in place for all of us? For all of your friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some
he
reason,
said
mine has
yes.
to do with people's cars. Sounds awful.
My work. Somebody asked about workout routine, future goals, how to make and keep genuine creator friends, and work-life balance. Los Angeles. Moving out here to Los Angeles. The fact of it. Actually, Sam is the newest member of LA. Like he's out of the three of us, he's been here the shortest.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I know, and I was like, I'm gonna be a creator. I follow my dreams, which I always recommend. Follow your dreams. Figure out a way to get it done. Do what you got to do. Don't let fear stop you. Sometimes you have situations with your families where you got to take care of stuff. You got to pay bills. You got to support. Do that. But whatever free time you have, if you have the energy, you can muster it up. Don't let your dreams be dreams type energy. So whenever I want to move out to LA, I'm like, I want to move out to LA, make all these friends, yada, yada, et cetera, et cetera. What did you think of LA before you got here, Sam? And what do you think of it now?
Ooh, that's a good one. Like before I came to visit you or before I moved out here?
Before you moved out here. Also, my thighs are thawing this whole time. Gotta blur that out.
Man decided to wear gray sweatpants.
Like one of those like hentai blurs.
Yeah, this really pixelated blur.
What did I think? So I originally knew that I always wanted to come out to LA because when I was in college, I used to DJ in LA. I thought was the place to make it as a DJ.
Yeah.
And then when you moved out here, I came to visit you like a week after you moved out here. Like your stuff was still in boxes. It's like some of it.
True. I don't think I had a mattress at that point.
No, I don't think so. And I came out to visit you for like a week and a half. and I hated my job. I hated the place I lived in at the time. And I hated it so much. And I came out to LA, and it reminded me of Florida. Skies were beautiful. The weather was nice and warm. Everything was just crisp. It felt like college again, where there's just people everywhere walking the streets.
That's so nice. There are just people out and about.
Exactly. And I loved it so much. And we had so much fun during that week that I literally was like this close to just canceling my return flight and calling my boss and saying, listen, I don't know, figure it out. I'm not coming back.
We went all over LA that week. We went to like the Getty. And because I was still new too, so it was fun. Because I'm like, I want to see all this stuff as well. Now, whenever people come to visit, I'm like, look, man, here's a map of the city. Like,
it's like, you go figure it out.
Watch out for Skid Row unless that's your thing. There's the farmers market. They have discount Tuesdays. You get some tiramisu for 10% off. Outside of that, it's not much to do out here. So,
But yeah, no, I mean, I loved it before I moved out here. I loved it. I knew in that moment that I was going to live out here. If not me canceling my return flight and then figuring it out and living here on that day, or coming back as soon as I could. And that's exactly what I did.
What's crazy, whenever I graduated high school in 2017, and for my summer trip, I said I want to go visit Los Angeles. So I was like, I want to be on Vine. I miss Vine. I'll make it on Instagram. This is like before TikTok had really so I'm like, I came out here to visit. I stayed over in Echo Park. I stayed in an Airbnb for like $34 a night.
Ooh.
And somehow didn't get shanked. No one stole my kidneys. I got them both right here. I got them both right here. They're still good. And I was like, I can't move here. I said that.
Really?
I'm like, I can't move here because I'm like, it's way too distracting. Way too distracting. There's like, I was not even a content creator yet. And there was a different event happening. Like there was like 3 events happening at night. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm not going to be able to get any work done here. And then 2 years later, I moved here. No.
And look at you now.
2021. We got here 2021. Yeah. 2021. So 2017, 4 years later, I moved here. And I'm like, still, it is as distracting as I thought it was. But it's like, it's the trade-off type of energy. Because like we get to go to the events, we get to go to premieres, we get to go to screenings, we get to take in the special stuff. But you have to like balance that with like, I still have to get my work done. And the cool thing is, you can, just like I said, you can default to doing nothing but fun stuff every day, all day. But you will probably not make it in LA very long because you'll stop doing all the work that got you here in the first place. Yeah. Which is like one of those balances you have to kind of strike. Like you can honestly kind of like F off for like all day and just do nothing. And it's kind of fun, you know?
That is one of the challenges of being a full-time content creator is that all of a sudden you have to realize that there's a balance between your free time and your work time because they can very well overlap and be two in the same, right? Where it's like, yeah, you can F off all day. Like, for example, when I lived in New Jersey and I was working catering jobs all day and going to auditions and castings, all I had was the nighttime and one single ring light and a corner, God bless you, and a corner of my room that I shared with somebody to film TikToks in. And that's when all I did was like audios and transitions and trends. But now with all this free time, it is very much our responsibility to, and Lonnie's very good about this, giving himself like time constraints to do things within, because I consider myself very golden retriever energy. You give a golden retriever too much free time, but no like 20,000 tennis balls.
Why do you think you don't see any golden retrievers in the wild?
I can't decide. I can't choose. So like Lonnie said, having like volleyball here, football here, or just turf fields to exercise, beautiful days, classes, mountains, work, deserts, beaches.
You have to
events. There's so many things that you can possibly go do. It's almost sometimes hard to decide what to go do, and then you end up sitting at home and just being like, "Am I doing enough?" Yeah. So it can be very overwhelming.
And Sam, I feel like nobody. I personally feel like we're talking about this stuff, but I feel like on a large scale, nobody besides people who want to be content creators care about what content creators have to go through on a daily basis. So I don't personally care to spend all day talking about this, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, no, like I'm like on one hand, I'm like nobody cares. On the other hand, I'm like there are people out there who might want to become content creators, so I'm expressing what it is. I'm thankful that we can have a chance to just talk a little bit about it. But I'm like, I understand largely. Like, you have a free schedule. Oh my god. Like, same. I'm like, hey, I get it. Sorry, I'm a person with different problems, but
wow.
We were walking around at VidCon, and this cute little kid looks to Lonnie specifically and says, "Are you a YouTuber?
Are you a YouTuber?"
And while Lonnie has posted on YouTube for some time, his answer is no because
he's not
known as a YouTuber.
Oh.
But But all that to say, to those generations, which a lot of kids in this new generation want to be YouTubers or content creators, I think this podcast, this one topic for today in this podcast can be helpful.
And if you guys want to hear more about it, comment about it.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll
ask specific questions.
Yeah, but I try not to spend too much. Oh, go ahead, Sam.
I was gonna say let us know.
Yeah, because I don't care to spend a whole lot of time like my special, very unique situation that I'm very grateful for and couldn't do without you guys. Is like, it's hard sometimes. Like, I feel like nobody cares.
All work, any work is hard sometimes, even if you love it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like one thing I do think that like the similarities and the crossovers is like you have to be in this line of work. You got to know what you want. It's because you come out to LA and it's like all you do is content now. That is your job. It goes from this thing that's very fun. Like it's a thing for artists in general. Whenever you take on your art as your job, you go from just this is my release to this is my work, and you have to kind of find other ways to like get relief and refresh yourself now, you know? And whenever your whole world is built around this thing that was fun and that is supposed to look fun all the time but is not work, it kind of takes some mental restructuring. And a lot of people don't make it. A lot of people move back. And I'm not even being in LA, I wouldn't even say is making it. You can do content creation from wherever. Content creation, especially now, is a lot about, I feel like, building a community, which is one of the reasons we're doing this podcast. So we can spend more time talking to you guys, hanging out.
Alexa, shut the hell up.
Hey, Echo. No, thank you.
Echo just started echoing. I don't like it. I don't like that one. We got like 3 in our house, and that's the one I hate the most. It acts like it can't hear me half the time. Then it starts talking randomly. Like when the robots rise up, that's the one I'm going after first. I'm throwing that one off the roof. We're going to the death. I don't care.
You got a personal grudge against the piece of tech.
I'm nice to all AI. That one, that one,
done.
That one, bleep this out. I don't like that one. It'd be listening and just talking out of turn for no reason.
You ever want to put a piece of technology like in a blender?
Do it in a heartbeat, bro.
Oh, just imagine that thing bouncing around in that blender.
You guys remember Will It Blend? Did you ever see Will It Blend?
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Don't breathe this. Please put a clip of that in there. I love that man. I hope he's okay.
It was probably very dangerous.
Well, he's old. We should DM him or something.
Should we get him on?
Oh my god.
Should you guys get him
Wait.
on? I'm a guest today.
Who is the dream? Yeah, Jennings is the guest today. Who is the dream podcast guest? And I want you guys to let us know as well. Like, I need a dream. Like, that's when we know we've made it as a podcast.
You should definitely have Dan on here.
Poffenmeyer?
Yeah.
We could do that like next week.
For sure.
I mean,
Heck yeah.
like, I need like aspirational.
Yeah.
Like
Mr. Beast.
Really?
Eh.
I mean, they sent you chocolate.
So?
Least he can do is talk on your
also-
podcast.
I don't mind.
Manifestation.
Mr. Beast. I was gonna call him Jimmy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind. Look, Jimmy's chill.
I don't mind Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy's chill.
Me and Jimmy, yeah.
Dude, Jimmy's a cool guy.
Usain Bolt?
I don't care about Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
See, bro, that's
Sorry,
my
Usain.
thing,
Okay.
too.
Okay.
Like,
What about Hank Green?
I don't. I see him on TikTok. I don't care.
But
Sorry,
think
Hank.
about. He might have some crazy ass stories.
That's fine. He can tell him on TikTok.
Who would you be excited about?
That's
Why
what I'm trying to think
are you
about.
asking us then?
Damn.
Okay.
Why are you
wow.
asking us?
Oh
He
my
asks
God.
us. We suggest because I don't care about that. Like, well,
Yeah.
Look, I'm an
question seems a little bit.
This is the weird thing about me. Like, I'm not on TikTok that much. Like, I'm not on TikTok that much. I'm on Instagram a lot lately just because I'm like avoiding work. But like, I don't know TikTok communities and stuff like that. I don't cosplay. Like, I'm quirky. I'm not like the other girls. Like, just
He is built different.
Nice.
different. I don't know. Like my Eliza Koshy, but I just sweat the whole time.
You just want
She
to
was
date
here.
her. That's different.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
Unless
at that
the
point.
podcast is the intro to then.
Beautiful relationship.
She's gonna come on the podcast and he's like, yeah, I took her on a date to get coffee once. It was in my house on our podcast, and I gave her coffee for the podcast. It totally counts as a date though.
It wasn't. That does count as a date. I will definitely use
See?
this podcast for dating. I will, and if there's anybody in the audience you guys think I should meet, tell them that they should be guests on my podcast.
Anybody in the audience that wants to date Lonnie, sign him a DM.
Yeah.
Fill out those
Podcast.
requests.
It's very, very strict requirements. A dream guest. Actually, what is it? I feel like a good dream guest. I gotta think about that. Like, who would I really want on the podcast? Like, who would be like sitting? I'm sitting across with Oprah. Nah. Yeah, I can watch her on TV. I don't even want like Mark Zuckerberg. It'd be very interesting to hear how. But I'm like, I don't even want to talk to him like that. Like, I'm sure he's a sweet guy.
He's gonna lick his eyeballs and do some weird shit. You already know.
Maybe honestly, to do like a normal podcast with like the friend group would be very, very fun.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm like now thinking of my friends. I'm like,
Hunter, Stavi.
yeah.
Whenever you guys meet these people, they're both other engineers who went to college with us on the track. Or Hunter wasn't an athlete. He's never been an athlete.
Hot seat question: do the Illuminati exist?
I hope so.
And in what way? Sam.
Ooh. Honestly, I feel like they do, but I feel like they don't do everything that the people think they do. I feel like it's just kind of like a secret culty organization. They just kind of mind their own business. They do a little bit of, activities here and there. They might rig some of these like Oscars or like the whatever award shows or whatever. They might be like, all right, guys, members, we are all gathered here to tell you to all vote for
Miley Cyrus.
For the next year.
Do they even vote, or they say, hey, this is who's going to be chosen?
Oh, honestly, that's a better.
Because we voted.
Yes.
Well, so like, I think so, and then I think
they might also sacrifice a couple people a year.
The way I look at the world, I think that the childhood recess playground is reflective of the higher political systems
I like that.
in the world. So what you see on the playground,
I didn't like that, but I agree that's probably what it's like.
what you see on the playground is what you get at the highest level. I feel like
Now elaborate on that a little bit.
okay, so you got like the cool kids who make other people feel good or bad, or like, oh, you guys are nerds, you guys are dumb. You got to be cool enough to play with them. They ostracize other people. Like, I feel like that still happens at the highest level. There's the us, there's the others, all that stuff. I feel like there is someone who kind of organizes and coordinates it all, or systems that are there that have been organized and coordinated to keep things running, because that's how society functions. But I don't feel like there's necessarily one person or one group of people who are like running everything. I think there's a group of people who are very influential, like in content creation. Like if a group of us decide to do a trend, it's like I can text so and so and so and so, let's do this trend. It'll probably catch on and we can get something rolling, But like to say we completely control and orchestrate every facet of social media, wild and very, very untrue. Like if we all put our brains together, we could probably get some stuff moving, maybe. So like, yeah, we might be the most influential, but that still doesn't mean that there's a whole system and plan of like how we're making things happen online or whatever.
What do you think is the reoccurring snack that they must always have at Illuminati meetings?
What are those, bugles?
Bugles are good. I was gonna say animal crackers, but the good ones in the little circus boxes.
Is that the ones with like the soft frosting or the hard frosting?
No, just
No frosting.
the OG no frosting ones.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
The like sweetened ones.
You're
but
disgusting.
We need a hot take poll in the comment section. Do you guys or do you not like Toll House Sugar Cookie? Toll House Sugar
Oh
Cookie?
my God. Lofthouse Sugar Cookies, guys. This is, listen. Oh, okay. Shut up. Everybody shut up.
Notice I just posed the question. I didn't say
Lofthouse Sugar Cookies are God's gift to man. Like, oh my God, I can't do this. I get it. They're kind of dry. However, the hate they get is unfounded and disgusting. Like, they've done nothing but be there for us at pivotal moments, pivotal celebrations in our lives. And the fact that people are going to come out and say, these cookies are disgusting, they're trash. I'm like, F you. Like, are you serious? Like, that's so stupid. That's asinine. That's childish. Like, leave the cookies alone, put them in a Hall of Fame, and let them be. They're delicious. They're good. Don't eat them all the time, okay? But don't come out here and say they're disgusting. That's like, you know what that's like? That's like spitting on your grandparents' ashes. That's like taking your grandparents' ashes and boo, you were old. Boo, you didn't know, so you didn't have technology. Oh, yeah. Spitting on your grandparents' ashes.
But they were there for all your special events.
They were there for your special moments. You wouldn't be there. Probably. You wouldn't be there if it wasn't for them. And Facts. They go through and say, "Oh yeah, they're yeah." I get it. Not all grandparents are perfect. Sometimes they're a little racist. I think most people's grandparents are kind of racist. Yeah. But you can't throw them in the trash. You can't throw your grandparents in the trash. That's illegal for a reason, and it's probably a good reason.
You could though.
Don't kill your grandparents.
Don't kill your grandparents.
You gotta highlight that question. That was a good one.
That's how I feel about that. Okay.
I love how we just mentioned the Lofthouse cookies, and then you just like went into this whole rant.
I'm sick and tired.
Nobody said anything bad about them.
Yeah, no, I could tell in Jennings' voice, and I'm not here for that. I won't go for that. No, just like what's her face said.
Said you could hear my voice? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I did.
When I asked the question,
Jennings, what are your red flags?
uh,
Just one of them. What's your biggest red flag?
Ooh.
my ADHD is very real.
You think that's going to negatively impact a relationship?
Not mine.
Ooh. What? Shut up. My biggest
Did the
red.
camera just move? Did someone's foot just touch the camera? Because I swear to God, it pivoted.
Whatever. Shut
Jennings
up.
is tripping.
Yeah.
His biggest red flag is that he does hallucinogenics recreationally.
Hey, Chad, what's your biggest red flag? Oh, mine is that I don't know, man. I work too hard, I guess, and I'm just always looking out for like my family and stuff. It's really.
I was just gonna say that I interrupt people a lot on accident.
Oh my God. What? Oh, sometimes I fart. That's my red flag.
Dude, sometimes my biggest red flag,
I'm
man,
messy?
I'm too compassionate, man. I just love too hard. And like, bro, my dick is just a little bit too big. And like, damn, bro, I make too many people come, man.
That's
It's
his
a
red
it's a
flag.
problem.
Red flag is I eat other people's food without asking. Does that count?
It's close there.
I'll keep thinking. What are y'all's red flags?
Yeah, this is getting more and more personal as we're getting along.
It's gonna be like.
I'll share a red flag when I come up with one.
This is how we treat our guests.
Just imagine when we have Hunter on here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Imagine Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, Neil, be honest. What's your red flag, bro?
Yeah.
I haven't cleaned my shower once since I moved here, and that was 2 years ago.
You can stop now.
Is that better?
You can stop.
Is that better?
Somehow he's not making his case any better.
I meant like I think I meant
Are
like
these better red flags?
Bro, I meant like emotional red flags. Like,
Oh, wait,
Give
like
me an
wait.
example, Lonnie.
Yeah, you go first.
What's an emotional red
all
flag?
right,
Yeah.
my emotional red flag is like I will overthink. I'll overthink and I'll like solve problems that don't exist, and that just cause more problems. Like I will make decisions in my head for other people about like our relationship.
At first it kind of sounded as dumb as what
As
Jennings
the
just said.
industry would know. I was about to say that sounds like on par.
Yeah.
Because some people would find that
Sometimes
really annoying. Some people
Sometimes
don't
I solve
care.
problems before they even happen. Like I don't know. I just care about people a lot. But
Damn, bro, you just care for people too
no,
much.
I'll make decisions
man.
for other people in my head, good or bad. And I will not. Is catastrophize the term? I will catastrophize things like extremes. I do extremes.
Oh yeah, you do.
I will do extremes.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be like, it'll be like they'll say like, oh, she said she doesn't want to hang out today. I'm like, she hates me, and I get why. I get why she would hate me. This is the end of the friendship. This is the end of the relationship. It's all done. It's all down.
A non-existent seed that turns into a non-existent red tree orchard.
Oh my God. I'm like, wow. So they did this because they do not value me at all.
Yes.
And that is exactly what that means. I'm going to go be sad about that for 2 days. I'm not going to say anything about it till I get over it. And then I'll let them know how bad it hurt me. And then I let them know and they're like, I was visiting my grandma in the hospital.
Exactly.
I told you that. I texted you. I'm like, you never texted. And I'm like, oh, you texted me. I'm like, I went through a week of hell for what?
Sam, how about you, buddy?
I can tell you Sam's red flag right now.
My biggest red flag is I'm a terrible communicator, and I know this.
All around, which is crazy.
I'm an awful communicator. If you text me, there's a 47% chance I will text you back in a reasonable amount of time.
Bro, where does that come from?
You respond pretty well to me, bro.
Work. If it's work, Sam can usually get it done.
Yeah,
If
I
it's
work.
Responds pretty well to me, like friendship-wise too.
Do you pay him?
Do you think I pay for his friendship?
That's in the contract. That's in the contract, literally.
It is line 47.
We're gonna have a conversation later.
How could you out me like this?
It was in the contract.
But like, it's very random though. It's like randomly, there's some friends that I will forget to respond to, and then like a month later, I'll be like, I haven't heard from so and so, and then I'll like check our text. I'm like, oh, I forgot to. They said, hey, do you want to meet up at 12 to do this thing like we talked about yesterday? And I forgot, and I did not meet up with them at 12.
Gone like the wind, brother.
And I'm gone. But yeah, no, I feel like I'm a bad communicator.
I'm very bad at communicating, but specifically in my family's group text, and I worry that sometimes, kind of like Lonnie said, I sometimes worry that they think I hate them because I'm the least communicative. Yet I'm on
family
my phone.
does not
I'm
care.
on my phone the most out of my entire family, mom and dad's side.
I hardly
But that's
ever,
like a family thing.
another one of my red flags. I hardly ever call my mom. Like I'm supposed to call her like once a week. She just texted me today. She sent me a meme on Instagram about like it said me 29 years old texting my mom when I made it on the plane, got off the plane and made it to my hotel. And I'm like, you have my location. Like, why do you need me to tell you all this stuff? You have my location. And she's like, oh, I don't know, just like I care about you. Maybe you haven't heard from me. I'm like,
Yeah, maybe
how
she
much
loves
do we
you.
need to talk?
Come on.
That's not true. That's a chronic overthinker. She just thinks she loves the feelings I bring from being a successful child. She doesn't really love me. I know.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No, that makes sense.
That's crazy you said that, bro. Because my mom sent me this. I don't think I ever showed you this. My mom sent me this after like I've not talked to her for like 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. It says,
Tell me that's not a guilt
It says, I hope you know that I've had the time of my life raising you. And you
some
haven't talked to her in
sadness.
3 weeks?
trip. We've like group texted and I've called like once
Yeah, we
every
have a
2
family group
weeks.
chat.
Guys, are we all terrible children?
Have to be.
I will say that there's a part of me that slightly regrets teaching my older generation family how to share Instagram reels because my dad has now gotten to the point of not only flooding my DMs, but copying the links and sharing them in our family group chat so that we have to go to Instagram from the group chat.
Oh my God.
I did that.
I muted both my family group chats. Is that bad?
Oh, they're blocked on mine.
Has anybody heard from Sam?
Group chats? wait.
Wait, you just blocked your parents individually, bro?
On social media.
You blocked your parents on social media?
Yeah. Cause they wouldn't get it. They just wouldn't understand. All right. They don't get it.
Son, what is?
I guess that's a good question. What do y'all's parents think of either your job or the stuff you do on social media?
My parents are disappointed.
My mom texted me today because Rosie, Jasmine, a nice girl. Me and her are good friends. We're all friends. She's chill, and like she posted me on her story. But like I was out playing pickleball and I like took my shirt off because I was wearing a hoodie and like my shirt came up and it showed off my body a little bit. And my mom texted me saying, "You know exactly what you're doing on social media," and I'm like,
That's hilarious.
I said, "I'm paying bills."
That's hilarious when I'm your That's hilarious when I'm your roommate, and I have made purposeful thirst traps.
Everybody knows you're a
Exactly.
slut, though. That's all that is.
I'm a hoe.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that you're a slut.
Hey, be sweet to me.
No.
Be sweet.
Be sweet and tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Hey, be
Tell me I'm
nice.
pretty. Spank my butt and tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Hey, be nice to me.
Grab my hair and tell me I'm pretty.
Exactly. Yeah.
Grab my hair and tell me I'm pretty.
Pull my hair and tell me I'm pretty.
Just gremlin mode.
Choke me, baby.
It's like, I don't know. I don't want to. I have sisters. Please. Please.
My parents definitely didn't understand what social media was, and now my dad will only follow my friends who create content as well. And he's like, so-and-so hasn't posted in a while. And then I'll personally text that person and be like, my dad only follows like 8 people. Are you okay? Because that's a sign.
Yeah.
The lack of posting. When I met Jennings' dad, he was like, "Oh, hey there, buddy. What's up? You guys pretty close in follower count there. It's really close."
That's all my dad brought up for like the first 4 weeks of knowing Lonnie.
I
He was
was
like,
like,
man,
hilarious.
you guys keep growing. Is someone going to pass you one day?
Yeah. Oh,
And John, too. Poor John, bro.
yeah. John, you're not growing too much, buddy. You're not posting anymore.
How's Beer Bong? Tell Beer Bong I say hi.
Tell Beer Bong I haven't seen his content in a while.
Yeah. Is he doing all right?
He's really falling off, huh?
Big Dad Darby was concerned.
Very sweet person. Very fun people. I don't even. I have
To the notes we go.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, we're running out of time, and I had stuff written down that I have to touch on. Sam, did you say you're a red flag? Bad communicator.
Yeah. If
So
any
true.
of my old bosses are watching this, I'm so sorry. Because my bosses get it the worst.
What do you want your audience to know, Lonnie?
I want my audience to stop being. I gotta say this. We'll probably censor it. I want my audience to stop being dickheads to each other, and in general. Like, here's the thing. I don't like.
Speak your truth, sis.
Say it. You can always cut it if you need to.
Here's the thing about being a Virgo.
I thought you were about to say, and here's the thing about being a dickhead.
Oh my God. People whenever they first watched God and Gabe, they were like, oh my God, it's so great that you're like making fun of God. That's so funny. I was raised religious too. Ha ha he he. Like, slay. And then I had people who come through and are like, hey, look, I'm so glad that you can help spread the word of Jesus on the internet.
Amen.
On the internet. Then you got people who are like, I almost did the accent. No, because I'm going to forget to edit it out. I won't do the accent. But we had people who were like, how dare you make fun of God? Like, you're going to burn in hell. Like, yeah. And I was just like, I don't know.
You're just like stuck between all the camps and everyone's firing at you.
And they're all shooting at each other. I'm like, stop, chill. Like let people live. Oh my God. Like, and I'm like, don't mess with people's religion. I grew up Christian. Like, it's part of my experience. So I'm like, I can talk about my experience and kind of how I perceived it. I'm like, I think God is funny. God has to be funny. Where would we get our sense of humor?
I cosplay and make skits as Lucifer.
You know,
God has to be funny.
And
I pray that he is.
Hilarious.
And so I'm like, let people live. Like to come out. God, like. Whenever people are way too sensitive about stuff, I'm like, I get it. Everybody has been through stuff, and everybody has a right to be sensitive about things they're sensitive about. But I'm like, don't do it in my comment section, yo. Like, I be saying crazy stuff. I'm like, I want people who are compassionate for others. So at the end of the day, we care about people. At the end of the day, it's like, oh, how are we looking out for people? And then sometimes I'm like, I really want to look out for people, but that is very funny. I'm like, kids falling, very funny.
Ooh.
Kids falling, kids getting hurt. Very funny.
Because
you ever see them fall down a hill and they just tumble and tumble and
kids
tumble?
Just tumble.
But kids heal fast. Like, I know for me, like,
It's back.
The only scars I have on my knees are from my adulthood.
Yeah.
I would be on roller
What a
skates
weird
behind a full-grown German Shepherd with no knee pads on and get dragged across the asphalt in my
Kids break their
middle
bone.
school years.
It's
And
rubber.
You're fine.
It comes right back. Like, I don't advocate. Don't hurt kids. Like, that's messed up.
Don't do that.
I was dropped on my head so many times. Clearly,
There it is.
I'm fine. Like, come on.
You got a little grimace shake running down your nose there. No, but like protect kids, protect children. But I'm like, if a kid gets hit in the head with a soccer ball, I'm sorry, I'm gonna laugh. Like I said a soccer ball. A soccer ball is fine.
Heat-seeking missile, baby.
I didn't say like a baseball. That's not good. That's
Like
or a bowling ball.
A bowling, that's gonna cause death. But I'm like, I want to be able to do more content and like talk about this kind of stuff, or talk about like the submarine. Like, again, I'm sorry people died. That sucks. Those memes are hilarious. Also, why do we care? Like, the fact that billionaires exist, shouldn't exist, whatever. But I'm like, this is not what we should be focusing on. There's other people who are probably, dare I say, more important that like die every day. And there are other greater tragedies. Like, that sucks. And I'm like, don't overlook anybody dying. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, don't make memes because there's people, like, no, billionaires die. Whatever. I don't care. It's a funny meme. It's funny. There's a funny Minecraft video about it. If you don't like that, I have to apologize that you will be leaving and not watch anymore. I don't care. I do care. I care about you as a person, but go away. Yeah, we love you, but leave.
Go find your happiness.
Yeah, go find your own happiness. It might not be here. But I'm like, ultimately, I want people to be able to like listen to, like, ask questions, get perspective, and like live their lives better and love people better, love themselves better, love other people better. Like, that's ultimately what I want. God and Gabe is just teaching people like about the world and how things are weird and crazy and just flipping perspectives. That's all it is. So I don't want people coming to me saying, hey, is it our God or is it their God? Or it's like, yeah, we hate all religions, right? And I'm like, no, bump that. Like, love people, let people live. And like, if you're going to have a discussion about differences in belief, then you better be open to being wrong. Or you better be able to be like, oh, they might be right and I might be right. Or we might both be wrong.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But to villainize people, like, shut up.
Who of us really know? Are any of us, the universe or God or whatever else? Like, so we can read stuff and everything else.
You're not God. You don't know.
Translated. We don't know. We don't ultimately know.
I
We're
do
not
feel-
meant to ultimately know everything. So relax. Love others.
You want to say something, Sam?
No.
I do feel like I did like I like this kind of notion that I heard of like everybody having their own kind of religion, like which that goes against half the religions out there, which fine, if you can't live with that, this isn't the podcast for you, this isn't a space for you, whatever. But if you're okay to be like, I believe this, they believe that, and we can both live and be happy and kind to each other and look out for each other's, then great, But if you're like, oh, they believe this, so they're going to hell, or like, yeah, they believe differently from me, so they're lesser people. Like, shut up, get out, go home.
Bye, drama.
Retweet.
Yeah. So don't come in my comment section saying like, do you believe this or that? I mean, you can ask like what I believe, but don't go attacking people for believing differently or saying, I thought you were cool, now I'm leaving. Or like, oh wow, you believe that Christians should be allowed to live? Like, yeah, I do. Like, I don't know. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Shut up and go play Call of Duty.
Shut up and love each other, please and thank you. That's
Go
it.
play Neopets. Bring me no.
Club Penguin.
Webkins.
RuneScape.
Oh, World of Warcraft. My mom wouldn't let me play World of Warcraft because it was demonic.
I was not allowed to have a Facebook because my mom thought that people would bomb our house. And I'm like, why are we so important? That's what she believed. That's what she believed. I love you, Mom. I ended up getting to MySpace because that wasn't Facebook. So
I wasn't allowed to listen to music that wasn't Christian music.
Same.
I wasn't allowed to watch Rugrats because they said the term dumb babies.
Yeah. I couldn't watch SpongeBob because he was a low-achieving sponge.
Ooh.
Are
I
there
couldn't-
high-achieving sponges?
Yeah, I was
he
about to say.
counted himself as a low-achieving sponge, which my mom, which I respect now. But I was like, she was like, we don't do low-achieving. Like we don't label ourselves as like as low. Like to this day, to be honest, I don't really get behind the whole self-depreciation. I think being human and be like, I make mistakes, making fun of yourself, being able to laugh at yourself, valid. But I'm not gonna be. I'm like, the world is hard enough to people. I'm gonna be my biggest fan and like cheerleader. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I'm actually an idiot. I'm worth nothing. I don't do that.
Yeah, that's big time. That's a big one.
So I get it, but it was a funny show. I wish I could have watched it more often.
Bro, Zoe 1. I wasn't allowed to watch any shows with real people in it, only cartoons. And I remember I watched an episode of Zoe 101 one time. It was the beach when they camped out and they were all great friends. And my mom flipped out on me.
Why couldn't you watch shows
what's
with
up with
real
that?
people?
No real people allowed.
Was there a reason?
Because they could kiss. And kissing is sinful.
And animated kissing or anything else was better? Shout out
I
to
guess-
hentai.
Hey,
I guess she didn't know about that. Or the hentai.
did you?
Can we get a video of you just showing your mom what hentai is, or having her Google it?
I think she might have a heart attack.
Yeah, well,
We're not giving my mom a heart attack.
All right, chat. How much
does love
money?
his mom,
Hey,
yeah.
chat. How much money do you think we can donate to Sam to get this to happen?
Wait,
I
no.
want comments below.
I love you, mama.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to play it.
Sam,
that
you
word.
sweating? You okay?
My thing.
You sweating? We okay? Everything all right?
I gotta figure out the demographic of this podcast. I guess this podcast is not for kids. I think I have to decide that now.
Gotta be.
Like
I think when I switch over to YouTube streaming, I'm gonna do 18 plus because I'm tired of filtering myself.
yeah, because I'm like I think it's
I love
almost
my community very much.
it's kind of more helpful. Like this is the reason behind like why I think it's not gonna really be for kids. Like because I always go back to like I want families to be able to listen and tune in. But like I might just have to make content specifically for families with the
For sure.
default.
For
Because I'm like it's actually way more helpful to talk about things like politics, sex, love, romance. Those are some of the three things. I thought
Tentacles.
redundant.
Spicy.
Like and realistically talk about them rather than like have no outlet to discuss those things in like a healthy way, which I think is so important because I know a lot of my stuff was sheltered from childhood, but to be able to like go somewhere and be like, oh, they're goofy and out of pocket, but ultimately they care about like your healthy well-being as a person and in the community. I'm like that feels a little more important right now because like I wish I would have had something like that to move into. And instead, we just had whatever. People didn't even care about well-being. They're just like, I don't care. I'm just out here saying whatever. And then you get like kind of just like you get a warped view of like the world and like reality. Like everything I know about life, I got from Disney Channel, which in some ways is great and in some ways terrible.
Yeah.
Like problems don't need to be as difficult as they are on Disney Channel. Like so many times they could have solved the problem by communicating, but that's not a good show if they just solve it by communication.
Yeah,
They
Mom
blew
and Dad.
so many problems out of the water on
Out
Disney
of
Channel.
Crazy. And so it's like you can't just tell someone how you feel about them. Nobody does that. That's weird. And then it's like, yeah, you can't just tell people that you're grateful for them because
See, that makes so much more sense.
this guy, roommate guy over here,
This guy.
hypo-analyzing, circumcision. Am I right or am I wrong?
No hoodie.
Is that the next question? No. So is that the next question?
Hey,
or,
this podcast is brought to you by Mount Cedar Sinai. Oh, there's a timer. Mount Cedar Sinai, your favorite Jewish hospital, where circumcision is a gift.
And if you use promo code IIV League, right now you'll get 5% off your next circumcision.
Yup.
So that way it's not a full hoodie, but it's just a hoodie with a hood that's a little bit too small.
Ew. I hate
They poke little eye holes in it.
It's so it can breathe.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It needs oxygen. I think that's a great way to end your podcast. Is when the timer goes off, you have to do your outro, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna play the outro.
There's more.
Yeah, I made an outro.
Guys, prepare yourself.
Wow.
The podcast is over. Thank you guys for listening. Here's a few quick words to wrap up what you learned today. Cool.
Wow, guys. So
How is it? How is it an outro if you talk after it? What?
Here's a few quick words to talk what we learned today.
That's not an outro. outro.
Well, I didn't say. I wanted to say. Bye.
That's like when Goku comes back at the end of the credits to be like, "Hey guys, it's me, Goku. I'm in a pickle, but check out the next episode to see how we get out of
next
it."
episode of the Ivy League. Hi guys. The next episode of the Ivy League is.
Also, I want it to be known that before we did any of this, Lonnie said, okay, I'm going to make an intro and an outro before we start this. I'm going to custom make an intro and outro. And he spent the 5 minutes before... The 7 minutes before the podcast started making the intro. And then he just reused the intro for the outro and then talked over it.
He just muted it.
Exactly. He just muted half of it and then just held the mic up to his face and then started blurting nonsense.
Guys, make sure you join the Discord. Ask questions. Let us know what you want us to talk about next week. We have a fantastic guest on next week as well.
Mystery guest, baby.
I guess it's a mystery to you guys, but I know who it is. But please ask questions. Let us know what you liked. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. And where else?
Baby. YouTube.
Shorts.
Instagram.
And go...
Facebook.
Go text or call your mother.
Please call your mom.
If you have one.
And
Yeah.
or father.
Let them know that you love them.
Yeah, you know what? That's a call to action. I think that's what we learned
And
today.
your grandparents too.
Let people live. Love is worth loving. You know, like love is one of the only things that really makes life worth living. Sam said it. But also get money.
Secure the bag, baby.
Yeah. Sometimes your parents will get a text from you for 6 months, and it's because you're making money. Like, money moves, Mom. Sorry, what do you want me to do?
And that's when you say, sorry, Mom, and then throw a wad of cash in her face.
Money. No, that's what we say. Sorry, Mom. Money talks. We don't.
Woo!
This has been the Ivy League Podcast. Outro.
I love you so much, Mom.
Oh, wait, I gotta restart it.
Wait. Brought to you by Smuckers.
Boy, that junk's good.